All right, friends, it's T-Man, and I'm back with a new video. And you may call this a Q&A. It's an educational video. You may call it an educational video. That's it. So, in this video, I want to talk about anabolic steroids. Yes, anabolic steroids. Okay. The effects of anabolic steroids on the muscle cells of strength-trained athletes. Okay, this is from PubMed, right? It's a real report. It's not fake. So they have proposed athletes who use anabolic steroids get larger and stronger muscles. Yeah, well, they get larger, stronger muscles. I don't know. Do they? They get larger muscles. Do they get stronger, or their lifts get stronger because they're taking a hormone? They're getting fake strength, whatever. How this is reflected, the level of the muscle fibers has not yet been established and was the topic of this investigation. It has not been yet established. Want to know why? Because steroids do not build muscle. Now, this is not like the oldest report. I mean, they have, lots of stuff on steroids. So in 1999, November, whatever. So yeah, they don't. It's not been established. You want to know why? Because steroids, they don't build muscles. The satellite cells build muscles. Okay. So they go into methods here, and they talk about muscle biopsies were obtained from the trapezius muscles, high-level powered lifters who have reported the use of anabolic steroids in high doses for several years, and high-level power lifters who have been used these drugs, yada 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 yada, enzyme, da 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 da, performed muscles, fiber types, fiber area, myonuclear domain, satellite cells, da da. So the results, okay, overall muscle composition. So they talk about these groups, okay. That's not important. The conclusion is the most important. So, conclusion intake of anabolic steroids and strength training induce an increase in muscle size by both hypertrophy and the formation of what? New muscle fibers. I thought hyperplasia doesn't exist. See what I mean? It exists. This also exists in natural lifters, what you call natural lifters, okay? They get a formation of new fibers. You understand me? You get a formation of new fibers, and your muscles, what? They hypertrophy. But how do they hypertrophy? When protein synthesis exceeds that breakdown. That's how muscles hypertrophy. Okay, whatever. And there's a repair and a remodeling, blah, blah, blah. So new fibers. Okay. But here's the kicker. It's the steroids. The steroids, they don't do that. They don't build muscles. Here's what really builds muscles. We propose the activation of what? Satellite cells is a key process and is enhanced. It's only enhanced by the steroid use. Like when they said that the satellite cell was enhanced when it came out in muscle damage, when you use creatine. Creatine seems to enhance it if you get muscle damage. They enhance these satellite cells. They increase the number or something like that by enhancing it. Okay. So what is causing muscles to grow? Well, the activation of satellite cells, and they don't get activate. They don't exactly activate all the time. You understand me? Or crete muscle fibers or any of these things. That's through an adaptation process. You may not understand that. There's something called repeated butt effect phenomena. I went through this before, man. It's in my community section. So the incorporation of satellite cells into pre-existing fibers to maintain a constant nuclear to cytoplasmic ratio seems to be a fundamental mechanism for muscle fiber growth, which is associated with muscle damage. But you're not getting damage because repeated butt effect phenomena, whatever. So although the subjects in this study have the same level of performance, the possibility of genetic differences between the two groups cannot be completely excluded. Well, they're injecting plant genetics, but they're temporary because it's fake. They're really creating fake muscles. Unless this thing is not happening, if this is not happening, then they're creating fake muscles. They're creating fake muscles, man, if that's not happening, dude. So I don't know what else to say there, but yeah. You go in my community section here. Let me see. Uh, my community section will show you this stuff because I put it in there recently. Gives a little bit of an explanation about it. So let me see if I can find it. I don't know where I put it now. Something about a unique feature. Hold on a second. I think I can find it somewhere. It's got to be here somewhere, man. Here it is. Okay. Here it is. Somewhere here. Hold on. Unique feature. Okay, on custom. Oh, here it is. Muscle. Oh, there. I put that really. That section is right here. So a unique feature of muscle damage. So what's a unique feature? A unique feature of muscle damage. It activates what? Satellite cells. So following muscle damage, the satellite cells are rapidly activated from their quiescent state and become myoblasts to proliferate and fuse with one another and or with existing fibers in order to do what? To regenerate muscle. So it happens there. So that was that section I read here. Remember, we proposed the activation of satellite cells is the key process to enhance what? Is enhanced by steroid use, but steroids, they don't create satellite cells. Get it? They have to come out of quiescence, like it says here. They have to be activated through muscle damage. Well, guess what? After a repeated bout, there's no more damage. There's no more damage. This applies in the real world, not the fake fantasy world that everybody lives in. See that? So yeah, that's the problem. There's no more damage. It gets some damage, whatever. What's a unique feature of untrained people? Well, a unique feature of untrained people is what? Is that untrained subjects become stiff and sore the next day because of what? Muscle damage. But repeated bout effect phenomena kicks in and no more damage. Boom. And that's what that looks like. That's the map. Untrained first training satellite cell, and then hypertrophy, and then no more hypertrophy. No more damage, no more hypertrophy, no more muscles. Boom, get it. Reach the ceiling limit during hypertrophic process, beyond which extra nuclei are donated by satellite cell to support further muscle growth. Get it, dude? So what exactly are bodybuilders creating? Well, when they're trained, these so-called bodybuilders on steroids, well, you can see here, 6 weeks of high resistance training, trained young men is largely attributed to what? Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. They're training, yeah. So what is sarcoplasmic hypertrophy? It's a kind of artificial muscle growth, and muscles can hold a lot of glycogen because it's in my community section. I talked about this a long time ago, right? And I got to keep bringing it up all the time, but your muscles can load a lot of glycogen. You'd be surprised how much it could hold, giving you that fake muscle look. Get it, broski? Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say on that video, man. So, yeah. It's kind of complicated. I think I did another section here. Hold on a second. High concept. No, that's not that. This is interesting too. The 30 minutes downhill run associated with muscle damage. Um, yeah, a unique feature of untrained, unaccustomed, and unfamiliar forms. Well, they get damage. They get damage. They get damage. And then they don't get any more damage after a repeated bout of muscle damage. So there you go. So they get newbie gains too, the steroid guys, and then they get these fake muscles because I know you're gonna say, but they work so hard. They put in the work. They put in the work. Yes, you could put in the work and create a fake Ferrari. That doesn't mean it has any value. It's fake. It's not a Ferrari. They put in the work to create this fake cosmetic physique. They did. They put in the work. They put in all that work. Well, guess what? I knew guys that put in a lot of work in the gym. They took creatine. They put in a lot of work. But that's not the work that is required for building muscles. Muscles have to be damaged. And then they have to go through a repair and a remodeling. They need a donation of these nuclei. The nuclei synthesize protein to support further muscle growth. During that repair and remodeling, which takes a week, sometimes 10 days or more, it depends. I don't know. So, and a protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown. You need to be in a positive nitrogen balance the whole week. You need to eat a lot of protein. You'll be surprised how much you have to eat. Yeah, to really build real muscles, and they get damaged. They're in a necrosis. They're in a degenerative state, necrosis. They're shrinking. There's scar tissue. There's a bunch of stuff. There's like broken fibers and stuff, and the dead tissues are flowing through your blood the first day. There's an inflammatory response. It lasts 4 days. So by the third day, they're in a kind of a repair, and then there's a whole remodeling there all the way to the end of the week. So by the time you get to the seventh day, the whole week, then they can get damaged again, but you have to do something very specific to get them to get damaged again. They don't just get damaged so easily, and they don't just donate their nuclei so easily. I haven't really put up that report. I should put it up. They have to reach a ceiling limit during that hypertrophic process. That's why you have to be anabolic the entire week. You got to eat a lot of protein, regardless whether you take steroids or not. Look, if it's nice, you could take steroids, okay? Does that mean that you can't build real muscles just because you smoked drugs or took drugs? No. As long as you do it naturally in the natural world, how muscles are built through muscle damage, and these, the satellite cells come out, they proliferate, differentiate into myoblasts, fibroblasts, a bunch of things, and create new cells, muscle fibers and cells and all that. You'll get more muscle. And look, it's not hard to understand this. I'll bring up one more report for you. Maybe you may understand, maybe you don't. I don't know. So I'll bring up one more just in case you don't understand. PubMed. Satellite cell, use it or lose it. Okay, so this is satellite cell. Use it or lose it. Satellite cell in aging. Use it or lose it. So when you scroll down here, see they even highlight it for you. Okay, the top part's not important. This is more important. In response to what? Injury. They're talking about muscle damage, injury, muscle damage, whatever. Satellite cells are able to activate and re-enter the cell cycle, creating new cells. See, creating new cells. What's that? Hyperplasia. To repair and create nascent muscle fibers, but it only happens in an adaptation. See, here's the problem. When people say that hyperplasia doesn't exist in humans, no, it exists in humans, but it only ever exists in an adaptation. It doesn't exist all the time. It does not going to happen all the time. And it only happens in specific demands, okay? So creating new muscle fibers to repair and create nascent muscle fibers, new muscle fibers, while preserving a small population that can return to quiescence for future regenerative demands. The satellite cell pool. Okay. One unique thing about this, which is really important, is the bottom. This review examines how periodic activation and cycling, see, periodic, it can't be often, it's periodic that activates it. Cycling of satellite cells through exercise can what? Mitigate senescent acquisition and myogenic decline. That's what's so good about getting this damage, but then it's protected. It's protected by something called repeated bout effect phenomena. So yeah, so you have to do this in the natural world. Even if you are taking steroids, you have to do that to get that, like it said there in that previous report. That, like this report right here, it says, it says, we propose the activation of satellite cells is the key process and is enhanced by, see, the key process is the activation of satellite cells. How do they get activated? Through muscle damage. But they only get damaged once. Untrained muscles are what? Unique thing of untrained muscles, they get muscle damage. Are you untrained, unfamiliar, unaccustomed? Nope. So that's your problem. You're a lifting slave now, coming into the gym. Even if you are on steroids, you're not building any muscle, and you're eating an artificial diet called carbohydrates, building sarcoplasmic muscles. So I don't really know what else to say there, friends. I'll see you in the next video. Tell what you think about that. Like, subscribe, support the channel. See you in the next one. Ciao, friends.